So, I may have made an entire Beat Saber map in 2 hours, which is either really impressive or a terrible idea. Normally, I'd take my time with something like this, especially since I enjoy the song so much, and I would test patterns and tweak everything. But this time, nope. 2 hours, start to finish. Whatever happens, happens. Why am I doing this to myself? I have no idea. But I thought it'd be fun, so let's go. Alright, so first step. Get everything set up. Grab the song, find the BPM, convert the file, sync everything, pretty standard stuff. Except it immediately started going wrong. At one point, there was just a random PNG in the background for no reason. We're gonna drop things. I don't know why Kane is here. Hello? Where did you come from? I don't know why he's in here, but sure. Get rid of you. Get out of here. My audio track decided silence meant infinite silence. So we're gonna generate some silence. Why the heck are you down there? Okay, generate silence. Why? And I may or may not have overwritten the entire file at one point. That's not right either. We're not gonna talk about that. Also, I apparently forgot how to spell while making the project file. I can't spell. So yeah, we're off to a great start. And so now that everything's definitely working, we can move on to the fun part. Step 2, the chorus. I already had an idea for how I wanted this to feel, so I just figured I'd build that first and hope it works. You place something, you test it, then immediately change it, and repeat that way more times than I'd like to admit. This part changed like 5 times, maybe 6, until I was truly happy with it. At some point, I realized I could just reuse parts, and I like this section here, so we're gonna copy that and put it back on this downbeat, but then flip it. So yeah, copy, paste, and flip. We're being efficient today. We're working smarter and not harder, especially when I only have 2 hours. Once the patterns were mostly there, I started adding arcs to connect things and make the flow better, which honestly is a cheat code and makes it look way more intentional than it actually is. Then I had to make sure you could actually see what's happening, because apparently if you can't see the notes, that's kind of a problem. So yeah, quick sightline check. Okay, so that pattern is not horrible. It could be worse, which is about as confident as I get. And then I spent way too long on the colors. Drop in a color scheme while we're at it. I still want blue, but I want a darker blue, I think. This does not need to take this long. He does like his bright colors though, so I think the blue and the purple is gonna look cool. Especially with a contrast of a red in the background, or the obstacles being red at least. Well, actually for this one I might, because, bad guy, we're gonna go red, obviously. Why is this the part I'm overthinking? Step 3, the verses. This is where I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I started syncing bombs to the piano and using walls to match the bass, which looked really cool, but it immediately created a problem. Because now I had way less space to actually place the notes, so I had to get a bit creative with the patterns, but also not make it completely unplayable. And then, yeah, I may have added slightly too many bombs. These just straight up block the notes, and this one clashes with your swing, which is not ideal. So after all of that, I just deleted them. They looked cool, but they did not work. So for verse 2, I learned my lesson. No bombs. And honestly, this felt way better. So now on to step 4, the lighting. Now, I already knew I didn't have time to go crazy with this. I'm already an hour in. So I stuck with V2 lighting and just tried to make it look good. Then came the hardest part, picking the environment. I tried dragons, didn't like it. Skrillex, nope. BTS, and eventually landed on Nice for about 5 minutes, before switching to Panic, which I actually stuck with. The lighting itself was pretty simple, just hitting the downbeats, the chords, and using ring zooms to emphasize certain parts. I even threw in a bit of a strobe effect. And finally, it's on to step 5, polishing. These are just the final touches, like adding a few walls and bombs back in where things felt a little empty, but this time actually making sure that they worked with the notes and not against them. Because you also have to think about where the player is swinging, and yeah, I definitely had to fix a couple things because of that. And so, step 6, the moment of truth. After 2 hours, this is what I ended up with. Some parts are great. Some parts definitely exist. But overall, I'd call it a success. I'm not going to show the full playthrough here, but if you want to see it or try the map yourself, I'll have everything linked down in the description. So, was it worth the 2 hours? In my opinion, I'd say yes. Because this song I truly enjoy, and I wanted a map quickly. Did I do that? Yeah. Are there some things that I would go back and change? Absolutely. So yeah, it's only one difficulty, and yeah, there's things that go back and change, but that's okay. I can add more difficulties, I can go back and change things. Nothing's set in stone. So yeah, it's a little scuffed, but it works. And honestly, I might try this again with another song.